During an argument about her childhood best friend, my wife snapped at me and said, "Adam and I have a history. He will always be more important than you." That was all I needed to hear. I filed for divorce and gave her the reality check she never believed I'd actually deliver. Fast forward 10 months, she's a single mom, standing in my driveway, begging me for help. But let me back up, because the story behind all this is wild. I'm a 30-year-old guy, a lineman who's been working the job for 8 years here in central Kansas. It's not glamorous work, but it's honest, it's steady, and it pays well. I live in Wichita, and before everything went to hell, I honestly believed my ex-wife, Amelia, and I had a solid life together. I bought my house 2 years before I even met her. Title clean, mortgage in my name only. Thank God for that decision. Amelia worked as a freelance graphic designer, logos for small businesses, the occasional website project. She made decent money, though it came in waves. We had a system. I covered the steady bills, mortgage, utilities, insurance. She covered groceries and her business expenses. It worked. Our life ran on routine. I'd wake up at 5:30, head straight to the garage gym I built myself, squat rack, Olympic weights, the whole setup. Squats, bench, deadlifts, overhead press. Amelia never understood why I didn't just get a normal gym membership, but I liked working out at home. After my workout, we'd meet in the kitchen. Coffee for me, one of her fancy teas for her. I'd check weather radar for the day storms. She'd scroll Pinterest for design ideas. Then I'd head out to work while she settled into her home office. Most evenings I got home around 4 unless there was a call-out. She'd finish around 5. We'd walk Ranger, my German Shepherd. I'd raised him from 8 weeks old, trained him with structure from day one. By 6 months he was locked into commands: sit, down, stay, come, heel. Amelia. Well, she preferred giving him treats without commands, basically undoing the work I'd put in. But Ranger was still my guy. Life felt stable. No big fights. No drama. Or so I thought. Maybe she kept her issues quiet. The signs started small. She was on her phone more during dinner, laughing at texts, but never sharing what was funny. Inside jokes I apparently wasn't part of. But after 10 hours dealing with transformers or stringing conductor, I wasn't digging for hidden problems. I just wanted dinner, a dog walk, and bed. Then she started talking more about Adam, her childhood best friend. He'd just moved back to Wichita with his wife, Bella. Amelia was excited to reconnect. Sounded normal enough. Old friends moving back to town. She suggested dinner with them so I could finally put a face to the name. They lived across town in Riverside, one of those newer developments where the houses are crammed 6 feet apart with tiny yards. Adam answered the door. Average height, designer jeans, and definitely the kind of guy who spends more on his haircut than I spend on work boots. His handshake was fine, but he had desk job hands, soft palms, manicured nails. Classic marketing guy energy. Never worked a day of real physical labor. Bella was polite, but off. She smiled when Amelia hugged her, but her eyes didn't match the smile. Meanwhile, Amelia immediately put her hand on Adam's arm. Way too close for my comfort, but I brushed it off. They were old friends, right? Dinner started normal. Adam talked about his marketing job at some downtown startup. Bella ran her own CPA practice. They asked about my work. I gave my usual. I keep the lights on when nature throws tantrums. Amelia jumped in with stories about my 3 a.m. call-outs, making me sound like more of a hero than I really am. Then things shifted. Amelia and Adam started trading old memories. High school, college. Inside jokes every 2 minutes. Bella and I were basically props in their nostalgia movie. Bella stared down at her plate like she wanted to set it on fire. Amelia kept grabbing Adam's wrist. Adam nudged her shoulder. Nothing technically inappropriate, but everything felt inappropriate. Bella excused herself twice to the bathroom. Amelia didn't even notice. When Bella got back, she was sharper. At one point when Amelia complimented Adam's cooking, Bella muttered, "He never cooks when it's just us." After dinner, Adam wanted to show off their deck. Amelia instantly linked arms with him as they walked outside. Bella and I trailed behind, making awkward small talk about property taxes, while the other two stayed in their own bubble. Bella asked me questions about work, deployment logistics, storm recovery, and she actually listened. When I joked about meetings versus real fixing, she laughed. Meanwhile, Amelia was peeking at Adam's buzzing phone screen like it was completely normal. That's when I knew something wasn't just old friends reconnecting. On the drive home, Amelia stared out the window with a smile. I asked what she thought of Bella. She's fine. A little uptight. Adam says she works too much. Then I asked about Adam, and her whole face lit up. He's exactly how I remembered. Funny, smart, easy to talk to. I'm so glad he moved back. Yeah, I bet. Over the next few weeks, patterns formed. Amelia stayed up late helping Adam with design projects for his company. Funny how design suddenly required midnight texting. She laughed at her phone during morning tea, then slammed apps shut whenever I glanced over. Dinner at our house 2 weeks later? Same dynamic. Amelia and Adam in their world, Bella and I in ours. Bella talked about a weekend trip to Denver. Adam immediately said, "We should all go." Like old times. Amelia lit up like someone turned on stage lights. After they left, Amelia spent an hour texting. "Adam's sending reunion pictures," she said. Sure he was. Then came the breaking point. Amelia told me she was spending Saturday shopping with Adam for Bella's birthday gift, just the two of them, because Adam has great taste and Bella is so hard to shop for. Yeah, nothing screams platonic friendship like a 6-hour solo shopping trip with another woman's husband. I suggested Bella might want to pick her own gift, or at least that we all go together. Amelia rolled her eyes. "You're being weird about my friendship. Adam and I have always been close. You knew that when you married me." "No, Amelia. I knew you had a friend. Not this." Saturday came. She was gone 6 hours. Came home with bags from stores she'd never shopped at before. Locked herself in the bathroom for an hour. Came out smelling like new perfume, wearing new lingerie. Bought during a birthday shopping trip with another man. I asked about it. She claimed she was trying to feel better about herself because new lingerie helps confidence. Totally normal. I asked how the day went, and she gushed about how perfect the necklace was and how Adam has such great taste. Lunch downtown, boutiques, trendy coffee shops, basically a date. I mentioned maybe including Bella more, since Bella seemed uncomfortable. Amelia's face changed instantly. Bella's just jealous. She doesn't have a close friendship like Adam and I do. Not everyone understands how special our connection is. Special connection. Right. I suggested more actual double dates, ones involving all 4 of us. She snapped, "Oh my God, you're insecure because I have a male friend. Grow up, we're in the 21st century." I told her it wasn't about male friends. It was about boundaries and respect. You're acting like his girlfriend, not his friend. Then the mask fell. Maybe if you put half as much effort into our relationship as Adam does, I wouldn't need emotional support from someone else. We fought for over an hour. She accused me of being controlling, jealous, threatened by Adam's success. I said midnight texts weren't normal for success. She ended the fight with, "You don't understand our history, our bond. We've been through everything, breakups, college, family drama. He knows me better than anyone." So I asked, "Better than your husband?" She looked me dead in the eye and said, "That's different. You're my partner. Adam is my person." That was it. Her person was another man, while married to me. Meanwhile, Bella was in our living room every week looking miserable, while her husband emotionally cheated right in front of her. I tried logic. How would you feel if I had a female friend I texted until midnight, took on solo shopping trips, and called my person? Her answer? That's completely different. Adam and I have been friends for 15 years. We're not doing anything wrong. Then why does Bella look miserable? I asked. Because she's insecure and controlling, she snapped. Adam says she gets jealous of all his friendships. Of course he does. 3 days later was the final straw. Amelia said she was going to a concert with Adam. Some band she never mentioned before, downtown. Bella wasn't invited because she doesn't like their music and would just complain. I was done. Since when do married people go to concerts alone with each other's spouses? I asked. She fired back, you don't get to control who my friends are. Adam has been there for me through everything. He's never let me down. Never made me feel bad about myself. Never tried to change who I am. Apparently, I was guilty of all that. He understands me in ways you never will. We have a connection that goes deeper than anything else in my life. He's not just my friend. He's my soulmate. I stayed calm. Oh, really? And where does that leave us? Roommates. Her answer gutted what little was left. He was here, before you. He will always be more important than you. Stop being an insecure jerk. There it was, the truth she'd been dancing around for months, while making me feel crazy for noticing. I wasn't her husband. I was just the guy paying the bills while she played emotional house with someone else's husband. I nodded. Good to know. The room went silent. She looked confused. She expected a fight, begging something. What do you mean? She asked. It's good to know where I stand. Oh, so now you're going to play victim and make me feel guilty for having fun with my best friend? I smiled. Amelia, the conversation's over. Go and have fun. I mean it. She stared for a moment, then left. I went upstairs, checked my bank account, and started planning my move. She'd made her choice. Now I was making mine. You've got your soulmate, I thought. He can help with logistics. And that line? That one hit her like a sledgehammer. She left that night to stay with her sister. And within 24 hours, the flying monkeys started circling. Her sister called me a controlling asshole. Her friend Megan sent long, dramatic paragraphs about what a mistake I was making. Even her mom called to lecture me about how I was abandoning my wife during a difficult time. I didn't respond to any of it. I changed my number, blocked them all on social media, and let Tom handle anything that actually mattered. What surprised me wasn't them. It was Adam and Amelia once their secret was out. Instead of hiding, they went public immediately. Amelia moved in with him within a week. Suddenly, they were posting couple photos on Facebook, checking into restaurants, acting like rebellious teenagers who thought they'd finally found their true soulmate. The issue? Adam's divorce wasn't even finalized. And because of Bella's prenup, he was about to lose his cushy lifestyle. Amelia, on her side, was losing her house in her own divorce. Two people who build a fantasy around forbidden romance were about to collide with the real world, with real bills and real consequences. 3 months after I filed, my life actually had structure again. Real structure, not the performative routine of pretending to be married to someone whose heart belonged to another man. Work was steady and satisfying. Storm season hit, and I got sent on mutual aid deployments across Kansas and Oklahoma. I spent 2 weeks in Joplin helping rebuild distribution lines after a tornado outbreak, 12-hour shifts, stacking overtime, padding my post-divorce savings. Even my supervisor noticed. You've been more focused lately, he said during my quarterly review. Whatever you were dealing with, looks like you sorted it out. I was promoted to lead lineman. Better pay, first pick on overtime. And physical training became my religion. My garage gym saw daily use, and the numbers kept climbing. Bench press, 205 by 5, 245 by 5. Squat, 350 by 5, 365 by 5. Deadlift, 405 by 3. Overhead press, 135 by 5. Consistent progress, simply because I finally had unlimited time to focus on myself. Some mornings I lifted angry, some mornings tired. But every day at 5:30, I showed up and moved weight until my head was clear. Ranger thrived, too. With the extra attention, we drilled obedience every day, sit down, heel, place, until he was bulletproof. I introduced him to an e-collar system and spent weeks conditioning him properly. Soon he could hold place for 20 minutes while I worked in the garage. His recall was instant. Distractions didn't faze him. The dog needed mileage, so we started running. 3 miles became 5. 5 became 7. He loved it, and honestly, I needed the mental reset, just putting one foot in front of the other until my brain stopped spinning. 5 months after filing, I bought the Indian Scout bobber I'd been researching. Black on black mid-controls, Vance and Hines slip-ons, tail tidy to clean up the rear. I took the MSF course, bought real gear, and started exploring Kansas back roads on weekends. The Scout was perfect. Enough torque to pass anything on the highway, comfortable for all-day trips, reliable as hell. Indian nailed that build. And the 1,133 cubic centimeters V-twin had the perfect rumble. Every ride felt like therapy. Weekend rides became my reset button. Saturday mornings, no destination, just the open road. Farm roads through the Flint Hills. Small town diners with strong coffee and real conversations. Money flowed differently without Amelia's expenses. No more mysterious joint charges for restaurants I'd never visited, boutique shopping sprees, or weekend trips she never bothered to explain. My bank account grew steadily. Meanwhile, Amelia and Adam were learning how expensive true love actually was. Through Bella and mutual friends, I kept hearing updates. Adam's divorce cost him exactly what Bella warned. Spousal support, legal fees, zero claim on her family's property. Amelia's freelance income couldn't cover their apartment rent. So Adam was working overtime to support 2 households. Their romance started buckling under the financial pressure. Turns out, secret hotel weekends lose their magic when you're splitting grocery bills and arguing over the electric bill. Who could have predicted that? The twist came from Bella. 6 weeks after Adam moved out, she texted me asking if I wanted to grab coffee. Not to dig into old relationship wounds, just because she was bored and I was one of the few people who understood the weird complexity of what we'd both gone through. Coffee turned into a regular thing. And Bella, she was genuinely good company. Smart, funny in a dry way, uninterested in rehashing the past. We talked about normal adult things, work, movies, travel, Rangers training progress. She'd started her own CPA practice post-divorce, working with small businesses who actually appreciated her detail-oriented style. 8 months after my divorce, we officially started dating. Slowly. Coffee, lunch, dinner, weekends together. Dog parks, bookstores, motorcycle rides through the Flint Hills. She fit on the back of the Scout like she'd always belonged there. She asked good questions about the bike, appreciated the engineering, never complained about the wind or distance. We had real chemistry. Meanwhile, Amelia and Adam were discovering that soulmates don't magically fix money problems or basic incompatibilities. Through the grapevine, I heard about the fights, money, future plans, who was responsible for which divorce cost. The whole thing was unraveling. My focus stayed forward, work, training, and relationships that actually respected me. 10 months after filing, the divorce was nearly finished. Tom handled it cleanly. I kept the house, Ranger, and my retirement accounts. Amelia kept her shaky business, her car, and whatever dream she still had with Adam. No alimony. Exactly what I wanted. Bella and I were solid, 2 people enjoying each other's company, building something real without rushing. She'd started spending weekends at my place. Ranger adored her. The dog has always been a good judge of character. Then came that night. Friday, Nate suggested we check out a new place downtown. Live music, good food. Bella brought her friend Meredith because Nate had been wanting to meet her. We'd been there maybe an hour when she showed up. Amelia. She looked rough, tired, stressed, like life had been grinding her down for months. Her hair was shorter, cheap color job, and she'd lost weight she couldn't afford to lose. The confident woman who once declared Adam her soulmate looked like someone barely hanging on. She spotted us instantly and made a beeline for the table. Bella tensed beside me. Nate muttered something like, "Oh, never been better," under his breath. Meredith looked confused. "Ezra, I need to talk to you," Amelia said. "Please, just 5 minutes." "We're busy," I replied. "Talk to Tom. It's not about the divorce. It's something else. Something important." Her voice was strained, like she was fighting not to break down. "Fine," I said. 5 minutes. We walked to a quiet corner near the back bar. She was shaking slightly. "Adam's in trouble," she started. "Real trouble." I waited. "The police came to our apartment yesterday. There are charges, federal charges." She swallowed. "Tax evasion." His company was running some scheme with fake contractors and unreported income. The FBI raided his office last week. His lawyer says he might be looking at prison time. She paused, then quietly added, "I'm pregnant, Ezra. 2 months." She started crying, trying to keep it quiet. He's been different since I told him. Now he's talking about running. Says the charges are bogus. Says he won't go to prison for something he didn't do. But if he runs, I'm stuck here, alone, with a baby and no support. She waited for me to say something. When I didn't, she kept going. "I know I messed up. I know I hurt you and destroyed our marriage for something that turned out to be a fantasy. But you're a good man, Ezra. You're stable and responsible. You always took care of me. Maybe we could try again. Maybe this baby could be a fresh start for us." Yes, she actually said that. She looked at me like I'd put my arms around her and tell her everything would be okay. My response was easy. "And how does any of that concern me?" Her face fell apart. "What do you mean?" "You made your choice," I said. "Got knocked up by your best friend who's about to run from the FBI. And now you want me to fix it." "But I was wrong," she pleaded. "I see that now. I made a huge mistake." "Yes, you did. And it's yours to live with, not mine to fix. You can't just walk away from me when I need help," she said. "Watch me." I turned to leave. She followed, louder now, desperate. "You're really going to let your pregnant ex-wife struggle alone? What kind of man does that?" I stopped and turned. People were starting to look over. "Call Adam," I said. "He's your soulmate, remember? He's going to prison." "Not my problem." Her desperation turned to anger. "You're pathetic," she spat. "You never fought for our marriage. You just gave up like a coward." That's when Bella walked up beside me. Not jealous, just calm, collected, wearing a dress that probably cost more than Amelia's entire outfit. The contrast was brutal. "Everything okay here?" Bella asked. Amelia looked between us, realizing this wasn't some rebound. Bella and I were serious. We were building something real while her fantasy had collapsed. "Seriously?" Amelia snapped. "Bella, you're dating him just to get back at us?" "Nope," Bella said. "I don't even think about you. We're just enjoying life." That's when Amelia completely lost control. She screamed about how I was vindictive and cruel. How Bella was a manipulative cheater who stole her husband's best friend. How we were pathetic for finding each other through shared misery. Her language was creative, loud enough that security started moving toward us. Nate, of course, was already recording. "Ma'am, lower your voice or leave," security told her. "I'm not going anywhere until I get answers," she yelled. "Actually, you are," Nate said, still filming. "Keep your hormonal ass away from here." Security escorted her out while she kept screaming about karma, about how Adam was twice the man I'd ever be, even though he might be going to prison, and how we'd regret this. The bar went quiet for 10 seconds. Then the music started again. Nate grinned and held up his phone. "Damn, I'm sending this to the boys." And just like that, the Amelia saga ended. I never heard from her again. I hope she's enjoying single motherhood.